lighting's kind of rubbish, but this is the only chance I'm getting to film a sit-down video, and it's evening time, so the lighting's not very good. But one of the channel mem topics of this month was gender and like gender disappointment, or if you did or you didn't find out the gender of your baby whilst you were pregnant, and like the reasons behind that. So I just thought I'd share my experience on that. When I was pregnant with Isabel, the seed of not finding out the sex was just already in my head, because it's just what my mother did. I've got 2 other siblings and we all happen to be girls, so I don't think my dad was too happy. But yeah, so the seed of not finding out and keeping it a surprise was sort of already there. And then like when I was pregnant, like I think Kyron's family were the same with their kids. They didn't find out either, so it just seemed like the natural thing to do, really. Also as well, when I was pregnant with Isabel, because she was unplanned, I was still living at home with my parents, because I was 24 at the time that I was pregnant. So not finding out the sex of the baby wasn't like such a big deal as it would be if, like now for instance, me and Kyron are living in we don't own it, we rent, but like we've got our own place. Whereas when I was pregnant with Isabel, like obviously not finding out the gender didn't matter too much, because I didn't have a nursery that I was going to decorate to suit a certain sex or anything. I just had my bedroom. And yeah, like that didn't matter to me all that much anyway, because you know there's plenty of lovely like gender neutral things around. So yeah, that didn't bother me too much then. However, this time round, I think, not that I'm pregnant again, but like next time, I think that I would like to find out the sex. Purely because when I was pregnant with Isabel, if you've watched my C-section story, I ended up having an emergency C-section. And basically, like obviously when you're not finding out the sex of the baby throughout your pregnancy, it's like, you know, a massive, you picture it in your head, it's going to be a massive like, oh my god, like amazing moment when you're handed your baby and it's like, it's a boy, it's a girl, and it just doubles, like, you know, I thought it would double the amount of excitement that I would feel when I gave birth. But because my labour was just so awful and traumatic, the whole finding out the sex thing, because I was in labour for 23 hours resulting in an emergency C-section, I was completely exhausted, completely drugged up, just not with it at all. I didn't get to feel that excitement of, oh my god, it's a girl, you know. I've explained in my C-section video, like when they did my C-section and they said that she was a girl, it was just a very like blasé moment for me, which sounds awful, but I was just not with it at all, just extremely exhausted and drugged up. That big surprise, just it didn't matter. And then, you know, like afterwards then I felt disappointed that that moment was sort of ruined for me. I didn't get to enjoy it, that I've like waited 9 months to not find out, and it you know, it wasn't worth it for me then. And as well as that, like I explained in my C-section video, like I did feel that I struggled with postnatal depression a little bit because of my whole traumatic emergency C-section experience. It made me feel quite like bonded to Isabel for like a good few months after she was born. Like she just, because I had such an awful time and I recovered really badly from the C-section, I was in a lot of pain, I couldn't hold her or feed her or change her myself, you know, that was all being done for me by family and or the midwives or whatever, which obviously I was grateful for at the time because I was in so much pain. But I felt like that really stopped my bonding experience. My camera's flashing now, I'm not sure why. So I feel like when I am to get pregnant next time, I just feel like I would want to find out the sex at the 20-week scan, just for a number of reasons, just especially for like the bonding thing. I think if I found out the sex at 20 weeks, it would instantly, like from the get-go, make me feel more like bonded to the baby. I'll know if it's a girl or a boy. We can pick a name, baby girl or boy name, so we can refer to the baby by their name, and I think that would help me bond more. And obviously we've got a little girl already, so I know that I already have like a lot of baby girl things. We're living in our own house now, not our own, but like living on our own. I'm not with my parents. We've got our own place with a spare room, so we can decorate a nursery to fit whatever gender. And I know that I'm like, if the whole emergency C-section was to happen again and I would have the same experience, at least I wouldn't feel that disappointment afterwards that the sex of the baby surprise thing has been like ruined again. It would just be one less thing that I would have to like worry about, because I just had such a rubbish time with it. So I think, you know, not having that disappointment of like the announcement of the sex being ruined, but after I'd waited like so long, like 9 months for it, yeah, just all those reasons into one, it makes me feel like next time I would want to find the sex out. So yeah, obviously I've only had one baby, so that's my take on it. And yeah, then I would have experienced both not finding out and finding out, but yeah, I can imagine the finding out would be more exciting for me, because it was just totally wasted in the end for Isabel. I think if obviously I hadn't had such a traumatic labour and such a long withdrawn labour and then an emergency C-section, like if I had just had an average like natural birth, then I would be saying a completely different story, and I can imagine that I would be saying, yeah, definitely again, I'd love to not find out the sex, because that was a magical moment and it was just so amazing being handed and my baby boy or baby girl, and it was just a lovely experience. But yeah, none of it was that, and you'll know if you've watched my C-section video why I'm saying that. But I will link my C-section stories in the description below this. But yeah, that's my take on gender and finding out or not finding out. I'd love to know your experiences. Have you not found out? What was it like when you did find out, or etc, etc. But yeah, I'm rambling now, but hope you enjoyed this video. And again, I'll leave my links to the videos mentioned below, and I will also leave my Instagram link, because I do post on there quite regularly as well. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't to my channel, and I will see you again soon. Thank you, bye.